Hey, what's up guys, welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be going over some new side jump metas that you might want to implement in order to get high ground quicker in your creative build fights. Now you could use these in public games as well, but as the videos go on, the moves get a lot harder to pull off and are probably only practical in creative. But we're going to start off with the basic side jump variations and then move through the evolution until we get to the crazy stuff. So this will benefit both the bots and the pro players. But just before the video starts, if you guys could drop a like and subscribe if you're new, that'd be greatly appreciated. Currently on the grind to 100k subs. When we hit that, it's gonna be sick. All my other socials at the bottom of the screen, so anytime throughout the video, if you want to check them out, feel free. Alright, I'm just gonna jump into a creative and go through the new meta with the side jump. Alright, so we're in creative, and first I'm starting off with the simple stuff and moving into the crazy stuff. Also, I do play double claw, so if you guys haven't checked out my how to claw video, it is currently the best how to claw video on YouTube. I highly recommend you check that out. So if you don't know what a side jump is, or a scissor jump, it's basically when you have something above you, whether it be a flat or a pyramid, and you jump to the side and you land on a flat. This is one of the most useful strategies in the game, and I use it in basically every single fight. A really good way to help me practice regular side jumps is just a side jump, get into a double ramp, and as soon as you place that bottom ramp, place a cone and then just do it again. And this was how I got really good at side jumps, and practice the other way as well. So I'm just going to start off with all the variations of the side jump I can think of, and then we're going to go into the new meta side jumps. So what the side jump's most popularly used for is for jumping to the side and creating like a double ramp, so you have protection as you jump up. So you can do the double ramp going out sideways if you wanted to, or if you want to continue going in the direction you came from, you can keep going. Another thing you can do is just jump and build up and just do a reverse on your opponent. You can also jump up, and if you want to start doing 90s as well, you can. So you can be trapped inside a 1x1 and just edit out and do a side jump. There are just so many things this is useful for. What I've been seeing people do recently is that they've been running up and placing a wall in here for protection, and then going into the side jump as well. It's a good way to get protection before you jump, but I found a better way to do it. So instead of doing this, what I thought of to do instead is to just prematurely place the ramp, and then when you go into the side jump, you're already protected. The only thing with this is, as you saw, when I jump in, my character like hitches a little bit. That's pretty much unavoidable, but it's actually a really easy jump to do. Because as you can see, if you imagine an opponent's here, if you place that wall, it's not going to protect you that much. Whereas prematurely placing that ramp is going to protect you a lot more than placing that wall. Even if you place that wall, as you can see, it's giving you no extra protection that the ramp wouldn't give you. So you're better off prematurely placing the ramp, because it protects you a lot more than the wall does. Another thing you can do to make this move more advanced is actually prematurely place a ramp and then place a pyramid on top as well. So you stair pyramid and then you do the side jump. Also, another thing I've been practicing, and I've pulled it off a few times, is actually while doing the side jump, I actually take a shot at my opponent and then land. This is something that I have to use my second switch mode for. So I have switch mode for circle, but I also have switch mode for L3. If you guys haven't seen my double switch mode video, I highly recommend it. I'm just going to show you what that looks like right now. That pretty much covers most of the basic side jump variations. There's not much to it. All I was really covering here was jumping from the ramp to the flat and certain things you can do from the flat. But now we're going to be going over the new meta and certain variations for that. Alright, so now that we've covered the standard side jump, we're going to go over the new meta side jump and certain protection methods and variations, as well as a few extra things at the end there. Now this side jump is the new meta side jump. I haven't really seen many people do this, only because most people probably think it's really hard to pull off, but it's actually really easy. I can do it almost every try now, and these are just the protection methods here, but we're just going to go over first what the actual jump is. So for the standard side jump, what you're actually doing is you're jumping, landing on the flat, and then you're ramping out like this and running up this ramp. But what this new side jump is that people have started doing is they're actually coming up and jumping and landing on the ramp. So what this will actually do is it'll actually mean you'll get higher faster, because you're landing on the ramp and going straight up, rather than wasting time running on the flat and then going up the ramp. So I'm just going to do an old side jump and then double 90 and run to the top of my ramp, and then I'm going to do the new side jump double 90, run to the top of my ramp, and I'm going to show you how much faster it is. as you can see, it saves a little bit of time, but that time can be the difference between getting high ground and not getting high ground. The only problem with jumping and landing on the ramp is that you're really exposed to any enemies here, and you can't build a ramp behind you to block you. So this is where the protection methods come in. So the first protection method is actually prematurely placing the wall before you jump, like you were doing back over there. Except this time it actually has a use, because you can't place the ramp behind you. This wall is actually going to help you get a double wall as you go up, so you have protection. The first thing you want to do for this protection method is actually learn where the wall places. So as you can see, as I look up, I can place that wall, but try and walk down the ramp as far as you can and see how far away you can place the wall, and that's where you're going to want to try and place it. The only hard thing with this is, if you hold R2 for too long, it's going to build that bottom wall, so you literally have to just tap R2 to get that top wall placed, because you don't want to turbo build this wall, because then that cucks you. So as I'm running up the ramp, I'm going to try and place a wall right about here. And as I place that wall, that gives me enough time to run and do the side jump. As you can see, comparing the new meta side jump with the old side jump, this is actually a lot faster, and because people are getting a lot sweatier now, this might be the difference between high ground and no high ground. So double ramping with the old side jump would actually put you in this layer. So it actually put you in that under layer. But now with the new meta, because you're landing on the ramp, now you're one layer higher. In creative build fights, it's all about getting one layer higher. Now it may seem super difficult to pull off, but with enough practice, it's actually really easy, and it can be pretty consistent. So I recommend you try it out. Now moving on to the next variation. This is one that I made up, and I feel like it'll be easier once you get used to it, but at the moment I can't perform it because of my high ping. It's really hard for me to double edit and side jump. But basically what you do is, as you're running up the ramp, you edit one square of your flat, and then you edit 2 squares of your ramp, and what this will do is create a back ramp for your side jump. Then all you got to do is just jump and land on the ramp, and you can just use the back pyramid you've edited to double ramp. If you're sitting under about 30 ping, this is probably the best one for you, just because the double edit would just be so easy to perform. I feel like this, with turbo building in the game, it's really easy to place that bottom wall, but once you get used to it, I feel like both will be very effective. Now that we've covered the 3 variations of the new meta side jump, now we're going to be moving on to something that I found the other day accidentally that I feel like can be useful in some situations. So I was just doing some free building, and I actually realized that you can run and jump to the side and land on the flat like this. It's actually really easy to do. The only thing is that you have to run up and then change direction and kind of line yourself up with the pyramid. So when you go to side jump, you land on the ramp like this. I feel like this could be useful in certain situations where your opponent's above you and you want to get one layer higher. So you can just land, place a cone, and then maybe go into a side jump here. Or side jump onto this ramp, place a flat, or place a cone, and then just go into a reverse double ramp. This one's really easy to do when you get used to it. Haven't really found its purpose yet, but I'll show you a few things you can do with it. I just thought I'd include this side jump because it's one that I found. It's probably out there already. I haven't really seen it around. Not a whole lot of use for it, and it's also really easy as well. If you're having trouble with it, legit just line yourself up with like just this corner here, and as you jump out, just jump outwards, and you'll land it every time. If you need to practice it, just do it with just the flat. So just jump out and land on the flat right here. And if you're landing here, then all you got to do is just press the ramp and you're up on the ramp. So you just run up, run backwards a little bit, and you're up. Really easy to do. I don't see a whole lot of use for it. I think the only time I'd ever use this is if an enemy was in front of me. I'd probably see him up there, cone, and then I'd run to the side, and then I'd cone again. Or I'd place another ramp and then cone up there. That's pretty much it for this video. We covered the basic side jump, the new side jump, plus the new side jump protection method number 1, protection method number 2 that I made up. And then we just got this little side jump and this one as well. I'm gonna make more videos going in depth with certain side jumps, but I was just covering the basics off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.
All those things you used to say, you leave me on a certain day. Every other time it's living hell. You got your mind, I'm messed up, feeling low, playing rough, always to remind me.